Hi everyone, hope you're well. Sorry about that, I've just been busy today, so how are we doing, people? Just put out a new short if you haven't seen it. So yeah, it's been a really nice day today. It's been quite warm, to say the least. And these shorts today, these quite sort of thin shorts, just kind of like, yeah. It's not good when it's hot and then you're like just can't enjoy it because you have too much clothing on or something. Hello, runner boy. Yeah, I just said like the thing that sorry I missed your stream before. It's like doing boxing practice or something. But anyway, yeah. So just welcome in here. Hope everyone's doing well tonight. So yeah, what else have you been up to today? Just been out with Richard today. Just been a bit busy, really. So yeah, it's been a good day, but yeah, was a bit. Hello, Anaya. How you doing? Welcome in here. Make sure you subscribe if you're new here. I just gave up on the restream last night. 0 views after 15 minutes. Oh, that's not good. I saw that the one you did earlier had over 400 views. So, it didn't actually go well. I didn't do it. I mean, like I was with Richard. It was a good time, but like we was on TikTok and it was a flop. Yeah, there was like hardly anybody there. It was just boring. Yeah. And we just had his friend there for the most part, but yeah, it was just a I mean, it might just be because of the weather or something. And some people will be busy as well, but yeah. But well, it's good to have you guys here. So welcome in, and yeah, just come and say hello or something. Hello, YT user. All right, mate. Have you tried Asda's? No, I haven't done that. No, I don't know what you're on about there. So yeah, we ain't falling for that silly stuff, you know. Yeah, I remember there was one, Dickens cider, and yeah, I know all that stuff, you know. Yeah, wasn't born yesterday. So yeah, so that's sad about the restreams and stuff, but hopefully you can get the monetization. You should be like almost on 4,000. So I'm at work, so I gotta go. Okay, no worries. Take care. Who else have we got in here then? Let me know, guys, if you're watching. Just come and say hello and just hang out with us if you don't mind, because it's all about so trying to interact and stuff. I'm upstairs. Well, I'm actually in a top floor of a flat. So yeah, it's kind of like it's like an attic, but it's the top floor flat basically. So yeah. Anyway, hope you're all well tonight. So yeah, try and share the live, guys, if you can, please. And yeah, let's try and get some more people in here. It's been absolutely dead lately, so for the most part, it's been dead. So anyway, but then again, it's hard to know how many people actually are here, because sometimes it says there's like nobody watching, but I'm like, there's at least 2 or 3 people there. So I think sometimes it's false, whatever numbers are giving you. So it's just hay fever shit, but it's been worse though. But yeah, obviously it's going to be high counts today. It's like kind of, yeah, it's been like 20 odd degrees. It's been quite warm today. So let's see what the peak temperature was. It's still 21 degrees now. It was 24 earlier. We're supposed to get some rain tomorrow, but it's supposed to be staying quite warm temperatures until next week at least. So yeah, we'll just have to see really, because they say it's going to do one thing and then it does the complete opposite a lot of the time. So no, not haunted as far as I'm aware. I don't really believe in the whole haunted stuff. I don't know. You get all these like superstitious kind of people, but I don't really believe in that kind of stuff, to be honest. But anyway, Louth or Grimsby. No, I'm in York. I don't know where Louth is, but I know Grimsby. I actually went once. It's a real shithole, isn't it? I just need to get another one of these. Just, yeah. Alright. But yeah, Grimsby's an absolute shithole. Yeah, it's really just miserable. It's the word, it's like even in the word Grimsby, it sounds like a grim place, doesn't it, Yeah, anyway, so what's up, people who's still in here? I don't live with, by myself. I have for like about a year and a half or so now, but yeah, it's been, yeah, it's good to like move out and live by yourself, but I would say though, if you're young, try to make the most of the time that you're still with your parents to try and make money, because like, oftentimes what people do is they'll go out on their own and they can't really afford to, because they're like, well, they just can't afford the all the bills, because it's like, with the lifestyle they live and all that, it's just, hello Glitch, how you doing? Hope you're doing well tonight. So yeah, I've just put it out a short earlier, so yeah. Anyway, so I hope you're all well. Do you meet birds on Tinder and bring them back to the love den? Nah, I don't do all that. Nah. How is the evening going? Not too bad, thank you. How about you? Yeah, I'm not really into all like just hooking up with random women. Anyway, the thing is, well, some women will be like complaining that men just use them for their body, but then they allow themselves to be used. It's like, if you don't want to be used for your body, then don't let yourself be used. If I had, hello Jerry, how are you doing? If I had my own flat, I'd drink booze and have parties all the time. Well, I'm not really a party kind of person, to be honest. I'm alright, thank you, Jerry. We've been doing more of the busking stuff, or but a bit of hay fever today. It's just been, with this hot weather, it's been, yeah, flying up a bit, but yeah, it's not too bad. But I do sing a bit, but yeah, I do a bit of busking sometimes, but I'm just like, haven't done it for a while. Yeah, it has been nice weather, hasn't it, today? I've just been out and met Richard today, and we did go on his TikTok for a bit, but like, there was just hardly anybody in there. I just got fed up and I was like, screw this. Hello, One Dark Rep, how you doing? Hope you're doing well tonight. Yeah, so what have you been up to today, One Dark Rep? What was your name again? Do you have anything on Spotify? My friend has a dance album on there. I don't. I used to put stuff on an old channel, but I don't really share that anymore. I just kind of, I used to do covers, but I'm just kind of, haven't got around to that for a long time. Maybe I should try and post something at some point and try and do some covers, but it's a lot of work to do that. But yeah. Oh, Joe, right. Oh, just got back from the gym. Oh yeah, what did you train today? Yeah. I did some stuff with Richard. There was this like kind of, like, it was like a squat machine sort of thing, like outdoors. It was like a sort of, and what I did is I found ways to kind of make it more challenging by just kind of mainly doing the bottom half of the movement. Oh, back and biceps. Oh yeah. So what would be your favorite part of the body to train or something? I think with covers you need to give like 90% plus of the revenue to the original artist. Yeah, that's true. But some people just use it as a way to kind of get themselves out there rather than to use it to make money itself, but more of a way to like get yourself recognized, because if you're doing covers, then it's like, you know, it goes into the algorithm of people looking for that stuff. So there is that, but yeah, that is true with like the royalties and all that. Anyway, how are we doing, everybody? Anyway, I hope you're all well tonight. Thank you all for joining me. But yeah, just yeah, if you've got any questions, then put them in the chat. Don't know how long I'm going to be on tonight, but we'll just see how this goes, really. Yeah, so it's like 5 people apparently, but anyway. But yeah, that's like, I get that, you know, if you're not the original person that's made it, then, you know, then it's fair that they take most of the profit from that, because it's their, you know, intellectual property. But I think the problem is when it comes to things like, you know, when they patent, there's like patents and stuff like that. The problem when you allow people to, you know, take rights. So let's say someone makes a product and it's the same, hello, Reluctant, how are you doing? I hope you're well. It's like doing, you know, like say, you know, with these patents and stuff where they'll like have a certain kind of, they'll have a right over a certain like kind of blueprint or something, and then no one else can use that. So that means that it can actually create a monopoly on a certain, for example, on a certain drug. Hello, ma'am, how you doing? Oh yeah, it's been a bit shit, but yeah, it's just a bit like runny and whatever, but yeah. I'd say overall my favourite exercise is squats, my most proud movement, but on back and biceps, preacher curls, and then back, well, I like it all, but I love lat pull downs. Oh yeah, there was actually a lat pull down machine at this park. I just went to it on my way back. They had this like lat pull down machine, but I found it was like the most challenging at the bottom of it on that one. Yeah, so I'm surprised a lot of people hate squats. Like, a lot of people, because it's quite a fatiguing movement, isn't it? Squats, takes a lot out of you, the squats, doesn't it? It's like versus, you know, doing some like isolation exercise like lateral raises or something else that, you know, that doesn't involve a whole lot of you know, kind of, it isn't so intense, or maybe like tricep extensions or something like that, where you know, you're just not, it's not burning a lot of calories, but whereas with squats, it's like an isolation. Sorry, it's a compound movement. So, yeah. So like, so with like compound movements, they can be quite fatiguing because of the amount of muscle that's required to like make that movement happen. If you get me, so like doing squats with a lot of weight, you know, it's going to be really intense, you know. It ruins me for 2 days, but it's so very important. Yeah. All right, Dale Clark, how are you? So I'm just like, yeah, like I said, you know, it's just about kind of, yeah, just, yeah, I mean, if you don't like squats, there is other exercises and stuff, but some people prefer leg press, but it depends on each individual. Some people have low back issues and stuff like that, and but yeah, but it all comes down to the individual, really. There's always going to be some workaround, basically. So people shouldn't try and use some excuse like, oh, like even for example, if they have some issue with their legs, you can still train your upper body. So, I mean, it seems like some people just want to make excuses to be like lazy, like worried about, oh, well, I've got this issue in my body. I don't know if they're deliberately doing it or it's just like, I don't know, they just kind of block themselves from like actually doing something. It's like, it's kind of like this all or nothing approach where it's like, I either train my whole body or I don't do any at all. And I think that's not a very healthy way to do it. Um, oh yeah, oh yeah, birds. What has that happened? Birds cheering you on and stuff. Well, that's good then. You know, working on yourself is good. It's yeah, just gotta like kind of like try not to like yeah. If you're ever feeling like bitterness and you have to like and anger or whatever, to transmute that energy into something positive like working out or something. I was actually met this guy yesterday while working out, and we were like talking about this thing of like sort of yeah, we were talking about some really interesting stuff. So you never know who you're going to meet when you're doing these workouts. If you go outside and you got the pull-up bars and stuff. One of the guys that turned up, he actually had rings, so I actually had a bit of a go on that. I did some of the bicep curls on the rings and stuff, so I just kind of yeah, maybe I should get some myself and just hang them up somehow. I don't know how I'd do it because I've never tried that before, but yeah, that's it. You can always do that, and it's just find if you can find some equipment, even just like bits of even just get yourself some bands or something like obviously I've done bands and stuff, but I don't really use bands that much anymore because I'm trying to get better with like pull-ups. And just one of the ways that you can actually get better at pull-ups is just jump to the top and then just do the negative part of it because you're stronger on the negative. So it could be a way to build up that strength for the pull-up. Basically, is one of the things that they say is to because you're still training that muscle in that negative portion of it. So other ways is like using bands as a assistance. The birds in the park saw me doing squats and flew away. Guess I scared them with my gains coming in. Oh, really? And funnily enough, I actually I don't know whether it was like intentional, but there were some girls like in the area, I don't know, like, I mean, they were like just kind of observing. I don't know if they were observing on purpose or they were just sat around. Like they were sat outside of it, but they were like all sat together on a bench. They were all like, "Oh, let's go sit down." I don't know if they were like, I don't even know if they were really kind of paying attention or whatever. I noticed that there was like three girls and they were all like, I don't know. But anyway, from Couch Potato to Park Warrior, thanks for the push. No problem. Hi, Squirrel Sniper. How you doing? Thank you for the like. Hope all is well with you. But yeah, it's like, you just gotta do what you gotta do. I just didn't like how you was like, Dale, that he was like trying to keep going on about Jace. Thing is, I don't even talk to him anymore, so yeah, I'm just kind of, I don't know, I just feel like, I don't know, it's just, I don't want to get any more into that, but yeah, I'd just rather be doing my own thing now. So I nailed a bird in a gym toilet last week. Oh, really? Good for you. Yeah, I'm just not into all that kind of shit, really, but yeah, anyway, but yeah, I'm just trying to just be like the best version of myself. But yeah, the thing when you work out outdoors, I actually feel like if there is people that show up, then it's like, you might, be able to talk to people. Right? I feel like the gym isn't a good place to really like talk to people. I don't know. It's just, I don't know. It just doesn't really feel like a social environment. Whereas I feel like if people show up to like the park, I just feel like it's a bit more, probably because there's not so many people. It's kind of it's a more of an open environment. It feels more social. I don't know. It's I got talking for quite a while with some of them yesterday, and it was good. And one of them at the end started getting into some deep conversation. It was quite interesting. So you just never know what's going to happen. You put yourself out there like that, you might meet some people who, can really like inspire thought in you, and just yeah. This guy was saying that he's been writing some document, something about like theory of everything. He was saying, so like, it's like, okay, Dale, but it's just, yeah, I don't know. It's just, hopefully, you've kind of just not going to be doing any of that shit anymore, because any more bullshit, you're just going to be like thrown out again, and you will not be coming back. So I'm not going to keep giving chances to people, but I don't want to hold any grudges. But yeah, if people people show that they're going to be like, yeah, that's all that matters here. What's that? Sorry. It's just I keep getting this like. Anyway, never mind. Yeah, be respectful. That's what it is, isn't it? It doesn't cost anything, so yeah. Anyway, but one thing I need to do is just kind of like not really focus on lack, because whatever you focus on grows. Is what I've come to realize, that if I'm focusing on about what I don't have, then I'm going to just keep perpetuating that. Instead, I should focus on what I have and what I want, and like focus on where I want to be and how I'm going to get there. Because otherwise, I'm just it's just I know that, but yeah, it's just maybe I was being a bit kind of unreasonable, but it was just, I don't know, just it was I don't know, just being a bit kind of, I just feel like, it's a common courtesy thing. If people, come into my chat, that they should say hi to me first. It's just, that's just what I feel like is, yeah. Anyway. My mental health issues at the time, I'm not making excuses for myself. I want to take responsibility for my actions, Jay. I'm really sorry. Well, I hope that you're actually being serious, but I don't know. I don't want to just like, because part of me thinks that you're just kind of trying to manipulate. I don't know. I don't, because I don't know who you are. There's a lot of like people out there that are just kind of anonymous, and but yeah, I'm just trying to just keep doing what I'm doing, and yeah, I don't want to get too caught up with YouTube, really. I like to go live and stuff, but I don't really even go to that many lives, to be honest. I don't really even really listen to them that much. I just go to the odd ones, and I just kind of, I'll listen a bit sometimes, but I'm just like, but I've got some good news, guys. One of my shorts has just hit 100 likes, so that's the record for me, I think. So yeah, go check it out. 100 likes. That was from the other day, so that's an achievement. So that's something to kind of, think about, that, that I've managed to get to some milestone there of 100 likes on a short. So I just want to continue to keep putting content out, and just hopefully it can inspire people and make people, push themselves. But what I'll say though is that you don't want to push yourself too hard. I think I've actually been pushing myself a bit too hard, to be honest. I've been getting some sore hands with I've been doing a lot of pulling movements and stuff like that, which really causes, if you're doing it on bars, it can really kind of start to make it sore. But yeah, but they say what doesn't kill you makes you stronger. So hopefully, once it's sorted, it's just going to get used to it. Hello, Guy. Good to see you. How are you doing tonight? Welcome in here. I think wasn't you on Gravity Core Fitness the other night? Anyway, but just keep the chat flowing, everybody. What's up, everybody? Hope you're all doing well. So yeah, so what have you been up to today, man, then, anyway? I thought you might have joined earlier. I guess you've been busy. Hello, hold. What's going on here? Just chatting. We're just chatting about shit. There's no real specific agenda here. I was, so as you. Yeah. Welcome to the Natty Gains community. What does it say? Brutality 101 or breakfast? What you having for breakfast? Hope you're having something tasty. I'm from Wales and we have Welsh rabbit. Yeah. Rabbit. It sounds like a sound that a frog makes. Rabbit. Anyway. Everybody okay? Feel free to ask questions, guys. But yeah, like I said, it's like no excuses, it's how badly do you want it, If you want to be successful in whatever way, whether it's through your fitness or whatever else, then you've got to put the work in, Like, there's a lot of people just distracting themselves with trying to optimize everything, and they end up never getting anything done. This is why a lot of the best athletes and the best just people in general successful, they're not overthinking everything. They're just doing it. They're just living in the moment and just doing what needs to be done. Because if you're just like focusing so much on, how do I get an extra 2% out? And then, to be fair though, I have actually been, you could say, well, I've been doing this beta-alanine thing. I've just started this new supplement and it can help with the endurance. So I'm thinking but if it gives me some boost, I might as well do it if it's not going to take much time. But I'd say though that if you're focusing all your efforts on trying to get little bits of improvement in terms of you should do it this form or whatever, instead do it at this angle, or you should focus on the stretch part of it. It's like everyone's overthinking, and it's like they probably end up with the same kind of results anyway as the people who just, it's like, because they were finding things like, for example, people saying, what was it, the long length partial reps. They were saying how actually full range of motion may actually be just as effective. So the thing is, you'll just get all these people with all their BS, and it's like, and then when the actual science comes through, then they're like, actually it wasn't that way. So a lot of people think they're being science-based, but then are they actually though? I mean, it comes down to stressing the muscle and, making it sort of weaker through resistance training. Because, that's really how you're going to grow your muscles, right? You're actually making them weaker, so they have to grow thicker, stronger, and yeah. I mean, that's the main thing, really. You can go on about all you stretch or whatever, but the main thing is, are you fatiguing those muscles? Are you actually weakening those muscles? You should get to a point where, the quality of your workouts are starting to diminish. As say, for example, you're getting to a point where, let's say, a movement that you could have done, say, 10 reps, you might only be able to do 8 reps now. Then at that point that, your muscles are getting weaker because you've trained them. So it's as simple as that, Everyone wants to try and overcomplicate things. There's always someone trying to sell you some gimmicky supplement thing that probably isn't going to even work anyway, and sometimes even have nasty side effects to them. So yeah, who's still here then? Let's see what. So we've got 4 people in the house. So welcoming everybody. I hope you're all doing well. Let's get this shirt out if you can. But yeah, I just want everybody to be the best that they can be. So it's kind of sucks when you see people are sometimes, not performing to the level that they could be. But I have to, at the same time, I have to kind of just be at peace with that not everyone's gonna, live up to the standard that I wish that they could. Because it's like I feel like they could be, better off by disciplining themselves, but we can't just project our own, ideals onto people. It's something else I've realized, because that would be, right for, maybe it could be right for them, but it might just not be really a priority at that point for them. So, but yeah, anyway, so yeah, the one dark rep, you're still there. That's good then. So everybody just keep chatting, and yeah, this is all for you guys. It's about, I don't know, just sharing wisdom, sharing stuff about, how to maybe like things like, improving your mood, your focus, these sort of things. And there is like supplements out there that people can use, but there are simple things that people can do, like meditation, and that can, possibly have a myriad of health benefits for some people. Like they can have improved focus, improved mood, improved recovery from exercise possibly as well, because you're turning off that kind of cortisol, and it's like getting into that sort of parasympathetic nervous system as opposed to the sympathetic nervous system. So it's kind of like the sympathetic is like the fight or flight, and then the parasympathetic is more like the rest and digest. So it's like we go like from one to the other throughout the day, but oftentimes we're not even, anyway. Hello, King of Kings, how are you doing? 7 days off the drinking. I've never felt worse. Don't become an alcoholic, that's for sure. Keep off the booze. Oh, really? So what you're saying about like the withdrawal symptoms, is it? It's good to see you again anyway. But yeah. So yeah, the booze it's real. It can be rough, that stuff. And I think we were talking about it the other night, how if you drink a lot of booze, it can actually lower your testosterone. So a lot of people like assume like, like I associate like booze with like manliness and all that. It's been kind of promoted as like it's this manly drink, but actually it's the opposite, because it can increase estrogen and lower testosterone. So yeah, anything with alcohol in it, if you have enough of it, it can really mess your hormones up. So I don't recommend, I mean, if you want to do it, just keep it to a minimum, because it adds up, doesn't it? So yeah, drinking for losers. I mean, I wouldn't call someone a loser if they drink, but, because who are we to call somebody else a loser, I think we have to just kind of, yeah, not be trying to look down on people, but yeah, you too, not just the withdrawals. Yeah, the testosterone, to be honest with you, I don't think I can even laugh what you mean. You're on about in terms of like the emotional, kind of like suppression, a sort of thing. Is that what you mean? That because men really need testosterone, and if they don't have it, then it's like it's really taking away what it means to be a man. It's like the testosterone is like a really like a fundamental part of manliness and like the passion, and yeah. But they were saying though that like ashwagandha, because some people use ashwagandha for like to help boost testosterone, but in some people they say that they can actually make them feel like a zombie. So it may actually have an opposite effect where it can calm you down. But I was looking into this thing called rhodiola, but apparently that can have some benefits. But then again, you've got people like Greg Doucette selling a supplement with it in it. So, it makes me think, okay, is this guy some snake oil salesman in it? But then there is apparently some evidence out there that it could work. But I've heard, was it Tonkat Ali is meant to be a good one, but I've heard that you should cycle off it every so often so that you don't build up a tolerance to it. But some say that Tonkat Ali doesn't have the same side effects as ashwagandha. But They say some of these things can be good for people with a lot of stress in their life, and it helps to balance it out. If you're getting a lot of cortisol going on and it's out of whack. Hello, Father Michael Catholic. Oh, thank you. How are you doing tonight? Hope you're well. Make sure you subscribe if you're new here, guys. But yeah, the emotional suppression is, it sounds rough, but yeah. So it makes me think, like, I wonder if, like, alcoholism could lead to depression then, in some cases, and whether, if they cut the alcohol out, could it possibly, I'm not saying it could cure depression, but, like, maybe it'll, possibly, take them in the right direction out of it. Because it's just, they want everyone on these drugs, right, for depression. They want them on these SSRIs, but I've actually heard some stuff that they either don't work in a lot of cases, or they actually have, like, unintended consequences. Like, yeah, it might, get rid of some of the negative emotions, but also blunt the positive as well. So you might think to yourself, well, is there any point then if it just blunts your emotions, good and bad? Unless it's, like, super bad, like, then is it really worth it? Like, the trade-off, is it worth it? Question mark. But some people might struggle to function if they're going through really bad times, but, like, can't stay around for too long as I'm due in a Zoom call meeting at 8:45 p.m. I'm just preparing for a future mass. Please understand this. Okay, no worries. It does at first, but when you're addicted for years like me, yeah, it makes you depressed. Right. Yeah, it's like the addiction, because, like, you become more dependent on it over the time, and then it's like, as soon as you become sober, then it's like, it messes up with, it's like they say that, like, even things like cannabis, if you do it too much, that can mess up with your baseline emotional state, and where it's like, if you come off it, then it's just going to make you feel like shit. So you're, like, constantly depending on it for, like, a sense of, I don't know, just to feel content or whatever with life. It's just, yeah, I don't know, but it's not something I want to be getting myself into. People need to stop, trying to, I don't know, it's difficult, I understand, so, because you get all these kids who will just, these kids will, that they all, that they kind of learn these behaviors off each other, and they feel there's this whole peer pressure and all that. But yeah, I appreciate you might not be a man of God. Yeah, I mean, I try to keep an open mind, but I've explained before about my feelings on that whole sort of thing on religion and God and all that kind of stuff. And I know you might say, well, you're not religious, but, like, I mean, to me, God is a sort of, I don't really understand it at all, but yeah, maybe I should look more into it, but I'm like, I have a lot of questions about that sort of stuff, so yeah, exactly, day by day, now it will come, got to stay positive. Yeah, what will come, sorry. But yeah, thank you for being here again anyway. I'm just trying to stay on my fitness journey, and it's just mad the amount of gains that I've made in, like, the last few months even. So you can see we're getting some, shape in my arms and stuff, and it's, you should see what it looks like back at, a few years ago. I was so skinny, so, like, someone might look at me and say, oh, you're an ectomorph or something. To be honest, I think a lot of that ectomorph, endomorph, mesomorph thing is a lot of bullshit. I think that it's just like an excuse people use to just, like, stay skinny, just feeling better. Oh, yeah, that's good. Because it's like, it might just mean that you just have to eat more. You might just not be eating enough. You might be underestimating how much you have to eat to grow. Like, if you're taller, it can be more difficult to get the food in. So I agree with that. So this whole hard gainer thing, it might just be that, it's going to be harder to get the calories. Whereas if you're shorter, you'll notice a lot of short people, they fill out quite easily. Hello, Titch. Hope you're doing well. So yeah, it wasn't a beta blocker. It was something called, I think it's an ACE inhibitor. So I would just go to your doctors. They might be able to, just see what they can prescribe you if you're getting some issues like that, because it can't continue like that. Otherwise, it's yeah. What's that? Keep calm and do handstands. Handstands? Oh, really? You do handstands? How does that work? I would have thought that handstands wouldn't be the best, but I don't know. Anyway, let's get the live shared out if you can. Is that to do with like it helping with blood flow or something? I mean, I haven't looked into the benefits of like handstands, but I can't even do handstands. I struggle with balance. Like I've always struggled with balance. A lot of it's probably my height. It's just, yeah. It is the way it is, but yeah. Yeah, how are we doing today anyway, people? I hope you're all well. But yeah, we just gotta keep on focusing on our goals and not focusing on other people and on where you lack. It's like where you are now isn't necessarily going to be where you're going to be in a year, 2 years, 3 years. You could be somewhere completely different. So try not to focus on all that stuff, but yeah. We all have so much potential, so much untapped potential. We all can, move mountains, and we can be 10 times more than we ever imagined. But we've got to be determined enough. We've got to be dedicated and disciplined enough to be able to make it in this life. And nobody's going to come to save you. You have to save yourself. So yeah. So I feel like, the whole like God thing, I personally feel like as long as I feel like I'm being, like a good person, I don't feel like I need to, I don't know. It's like I'd rather follow my own moral compass and not feel like I'm being, judged by somebody else that's like that. I'd rather determine my own morality, and because if we're not allowed to do that, then now, this is where people argue about free will and all that kind of stuff. But at the same time, I'm also like, but you've got all these people in really bad conditions, and sometimes it's nobody's fault, and it's just like someone's sick for like their whole life. I'm like, why did God do all that? And this is where I have a problem with the whole God thing. You might come up with some kind of excuse or whatever, but I'm just like, it just doesn't sit well with me. But I respect, that people have got their own beliefs and all that. We're all free to have our own faiths. We're in sort of a free country, but, because it ain't totally free, but, you know what I mean? So what do you guys want to talk about then? Anyone got any ideas? But I've been trying to get into some meditation and focus on like that, because I feel like it's a way of just escaping all this chaos of this world. For a time, I just don't even think about, where I'm going, where I've come from. It's like I can just clear all that stuff from my mind by just focusing on internal. So this is what it's all about, meditation, about kind of focusing on the internal, like on the, whether it's through breath work, whether it's through body scan meditation or something else like that. It's about focusing on what's going on inside, because that distracts us away from all the chaos outside, because we can't control the outside. Because it's like, if we can't even control the inside, how can we control the outside? The outside is chaotic. There's so many like variables and stuff that are out of our control. So we can't be expecting too much. We can't necessarily expect people to be exactly how we want them to be, because for whatever reason, there's just something stopping them from being that. Anyway, hopefully you understand what I'm saying. But we've got to try to sort of, I mean, I shouldn't have like keep reacting to people, but some people really do annoy me sometimes. I can't help it, because I'm like, I just wish that people could be a bit more just decent and not try to put each other down. But I understand that everyone's going through their own struggles, and sometimes they're like projecting that out, projecting their own misery or their own suffering onto others. So I get it, but at the same time, you have to, if you're ever feeling like that, you just have to kind of use that energy, put it into something positive. If you want something bad enough, then you have to show the universe how badly you want it. You know, you're not going to receive what you want unless you show the universe that you're willing to crawl through broken glass to get to it. So, not saying that people should do that, but you know what I mean? Like, it's a saying. But yeah, what's up, everybody? Hope you're all well. Shame that Runner Boy didn't stick around, but oh well. This is what it is. Yeah, I was just down a little while longer, and then I'm probably gonna do something else. I don't know. But yeah, there's like 3 people left in here, but never mind. Let's keep the chat flowing, guys. Yeah. I don't know, I just, sometimes I feel like I don't really connect with people, but then there's times like what happened yesterday when I felt like I really did have a connection, and it was like, yeah, it was interesting stuff happening with people that I bumped into. It's just, if you go around places that are like, of like mutual interest, whether it's a gym, whether it's an outdoor gym, whether it's some kind of activity, then you can build connections from that. So if anyone's ever feeling lonely, you just got to put yourself out there. Just, yeah, you might feel apprehensive about it. We all do, but it's worth it. It's worth going towards fears and stuff to like, yeah. But we should be putting ourselves towards our fears. Do something that scares you a little bit, but you do it anyway. And that's going to give you the growth. So what you guys want to talk about then? Anybody still there? Oh, somebody say something. Yeah. Maybe I could come back on later. I'm not sure yet, but yeah, I might just call it an early one tonight. I don't know. Just don't really feel like this is really gonna keep kind of going very well. So I don't know. Hello, M. Zaim Sowa. Hope you're well. Thank you for joining me tonight. What have you been up to today? I'm good, thank you. I'm feeling a little bit tired actually, so I've been working out again today. I've just been absolutely going mental with these workouts and stuff. I don't know how I've been able to do it all. I'm getting a bit carried away. But that probably explains all the gains and stuff. As long as you are able to recover from all that, then there's no reason not to just keep trying to push yourself. Yeah, all right, guys. Any more questions before I go? All right, guys. I'll see you all later. Bye for now.